Good morning to all traders and welcome to this Wednesday's Marketing Insights video. Stavros Dosius here today with you again on the 13th of January. Today we're going to talk about metals and energies. We're going to have a quick look on gold, silver, oil, as well as natural gas. Before we go into the analysis, of course, we're going to have a quick a quick dive actually into the markets and how we see them related to the metals. Of course, we do know that gold is currently consolidating with an upside tilt, I would say, as you can see in the charts as well, as investors are trying to actually to balance out high expectations of stimulus and also expectations around political, no, I said it, I would say, let's just call it civil unrest with the impeachment or the removal. Actually, Pence ruled out the removal, so that's not going to happen. Most likely we're going for impeachment, as well as the increasing numbers of the pandemic over the rollout of the vaccinations. Okay, so we've got a lot of positives and a lot of some negatives to take into account. With the dollar bid, of course, in the short term, the yellow metal could remain under pressure for the foreseeable, for the next few days, perhaps even weeks, I would say, until markets start pricing in the dollar's debasement, because it's going to come in at some point, right? It's going to happen. Now, the confidence of the rollout of the vaccinations, which is with some actually expected the US to be like vaccinated by the end of spring or so, which I doubt is going to be the case anyway, is also allowing the markets of the oil to move higher. That has allowed to record a 10-month high yesterday, but note that the prices of oil that have been beat over the past few days, trading sessions since last week, Saudi Arabia said that they're going to increase production cuts. I think 1 million barrels on a daily basis. So this is big, and they will start from February and they go into March as well. So we can expect price of oil to, in the medium term, actually to rise even higher. But what we expect in the short term, I'm going to have a look in a minute. Now, we had a very nice API crude inventory draw yesterday. If that is supported by the EIA today, we can see even higher highs even in this session. So without further ado, let's have a quick look on the gold. Last time we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I was looking 1, 2, 3, and then a continuation up, if you recall. But since we broke below wave 1, I'm looking at this as a more likely scenario now. That this is a Linden diagonal, yeah, and this is we're going to get an A, then we're going to get a B, and then we're going to get a C, right? We can still go down to, pretty much even to the previous low, to be honest, but we would prefer to remain close to the 1782, to be honest. Now, I'm looking at this with a correction view that takes into account that we have some sort of sideways market here. It could turn into a triangle, yeah, which means we're expecting another wave down to complete wave A. This is a 5-wave impulse. We're going to get a 3 and then another 5-wave impulse. Now, there is also potentially something that we talked about even like months ago, that we're going to get an X and a Y, yeah, to create a fresh low below the previous low of 1463 and then shoot all the way up, yeah, and that leg is going to be quite big in my opinion, yeah. Now, this should also support the scenario that we'll have for silver. Okay, and if you recall, the scenario for silver does indeed see another leg down. We have been talking about this disconnection for a while now, yes, because we're expecting another move down. If you recall, we called the upside over here like a few weeks back, and it looks like we completed this move on the upside, okay? And similarly, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which to me is good news because the two metals start moving together. Okay, which seems to suggest that we're going to get an ABC here as well. But in this scenario, I believe we're going to get a fresh low, okay, with the prices of silver at 21.56. So the alternative scenario for gold is also very likely to happen. It's just at the moment, I favor in gold in the medium term to be more bullish than bearish. That's why I've actually counted, I have as a favorite scenario the first one that we talked about. Gold. In silver, I'm still looking at this scenario to come into play. Okay, oil, price of oil, we reached exactly the level that we were expecting. Yeah, we called this level last week. So since I see this as an ABC, that is going to, of course, complete wave X up here. So I'm looking at another leg down anyway in the long term. I'm now expecting wave B to come into play and then to see another impulse on the upside, or perhaps, and most likely, an ending diagonal. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, yeah, and a 5. We are 61.8 of wave 3, 4, the extension, yeah, at 53.73. Can we move higher? Yes. If we move higher, we're going to invalidate this signal on the MACD. On the RSI, we don't have a signal yet. Yeah, I mean, this is not really to be considered a good signal. So here's what I'm thinking. If we go higher and we validate, we cross above the 52 on the MACD, then we're probably going to go for an extended A around the 60 level. Okay, and then we can start looking for prices to go down in B, with potentially having a better signal appearing here on the MACD and on the RSI, because the signals we received so far on the MACD and the RSI, they're not really indicating that we're going down in wave B. Natural gas, it's moving exactly as we expected last week. Yeah, we call this a low, W, X, and Y, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave 1 done. And then I'm expecting prices to move lower now in wave 2. Very nice signal supported by MACD and the RSI, both. Once we get down anywhere between 2.4, 2.6, then shooting higher for wave 3. This is a very nice signal. And I say this because we also broke outside the channel. Okay, so it's very possible that as we drag lower, we hit the trend line. And this retest, this rejection, is going to give us a very nice signal on the upside. If we cross below, then the potential of this becoming an X and another leg down for Z is very possible. We can still go down to 195. Okay, so this will be all for the day. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments or an alternative scenario in mind, do not hesitate to comment. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching, and we'll speak again tomorrow.